we're heading to Road Atlanta to meet up with a good buddy of mine. A lot of you will know him as Walt from ProCharger. Today is the MotoAmerica race at Road Atlanta. A lot of people don't know that Walt from ProCharger is also Walt Sipp, who has been racing bikes for over 2 decades. I want you guys to meet Walt, find out a little about him, and let's watch some race action today, so stay tuned. I'm here with Walt Sipp at Road Atlanta, man. Thanks for having me out, bud.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
So, fact is, man, everybody knows you as Walt from ProCharger.
Yeah.
Right? Harley world, nobody knows about your racing career,
Yeah.
dude. You've been at this, what, 20 years?
Yep, I have more than 20 years.
20 years.
Yep.
You've got some championships under your belt, some multiple top 10 points finishes.
Yeah, we've got 2 national championships, several regional championships, you know, a bunch of wins. We still hold 3 track records, so it's been a pretty good 20 years up and down. You know, we've been, you know, at the big show doing a little bit of that, you know, doing some club racing, doing some endurance racing, but overall it's been good fun.
Excellent. Now this is your 3rd time at Road Atlanta, right?
3rd time at Road Atlanta, 30 different bikes, once in 2007, 2012, and now.
Well, tell us about the bike. What are you riding?
All right, so I'm riding a 2015 Yamaha R1.
Okay.
We're riding in the stock 1000 class. You know, we're still on leader bikes, 1000cc bikes, but we don't have all the technology that the super bikes do, so we have to run basically a homologated bike as it came from the factory with small adjustments. So we can do minor tweaks to the engine, we can do minor tweaks to suspension, but swing arm, you know, steering head, those kinds of adjustments, we don't have those things. We can't build the engine quite like they can, and so on.
Yeah, but 1000cc doesn't sound like much, but what kind of average speed and top speed are you hitting out here?
Well, so top GPS speed, we're hitting 173 miles an hour going down into turn 10.
Right.
These bikes make around, you know, a good super stock build bike will make right around 200 wheel horsepower.
Okay.
So, you know, it's definitely not slow, but we're also a little heavier than the super bike, so, you know, lap times obviously, you know, are a little bit different. Pull in our class is, you know, a mid 127. In super bike, it's a mid 124, so that's a, you know, about a 3-second swing, but again, you figure those bikes make more horsepower, they're lighter, and obviously they're the factory teams, the best riders, you know, in the U.S. has to offer. So
yeah, now, I mean, we're going to hit 90+ degrees here today and relatively high humidity in the south.
Yeah.
Big effect on how the bikes run?
Definitely a big effect on how the bikes run, but it has just as much effect obviously on the riders. That's why, you know, we train for this, we're ready for it. I mean, usually when we race Atlanta, it's in April, end of April, not right, you know, end of July, first part of August. So that's a big change. But as far as the bikes go, yeah, I mean, you gotta watch engine temperatures. Guys have already had to pull off track because of overheating issues, things like that. Bike's getting too hot. You get tucked in behind somebody on a draft, the temperatures start to go through the roof. But it affects the suspension and tires more than anything. You know, when the track temperature is as hot as it is, compound's super important. Tire pressure, suspension setup, I mean, all that stuff is just as important as ever, because the tires have to last the full length of a race to be able to do the same lap time or faster, you know, at the end as you did in the beginning. So super important.
Now, how did you get into it?
Well, so it's kind of
you started out racing mules, right?
I did, yeah, okay. I did, and I actually started off drag racing. You know, growing up, that's what we did, was drag race cars. And then later on down the road, I got into motorcycles. I started working for Harley, and one thing led to another. I started racing my street bike, and you know, that was pretty much it. And in my first race, I finished 2nd as an amateur in my very first one, and I was kind of hooked. And from then on out, it's been, you know, road racing.
Is he running well?
Yeah, yesterday was a pretty interesting day. You know, we had 2 qualifiers on Friday. It went a little bit quicker each time, which is good. It's been a long time since I've been here. 3 different times, 3 different bikes. This is only my 2nd race on this bike, so trying to get used to the bike on top of, you know, me riding it. and a track that isn't new, but you know, not being there in 8 years, that's a good long stretch.
So what's your favorite and your least favorite thing about this track?
I don't know. My favorite thing about this track is you know, coming here, the people are awesome. The fans are really good. We have a good experience. I mean, the people come from so far around to be to this track, and they cheer on everyone. You know, so even though they might have their favorite, they cheer on everyone. It's always a cool place to be. Even though it's nice and hot, everyone has a good time. People are smart here about it. But the other thing, as far as the track's concerned, you know, some of my favorite sections, I really like the S's. They're really fun. You know, obviously the big speed that you have here getting down into turn 10 is awesome. You know, that really separates, you know, men from the boys when you get down at the bottom of that hill, just because it's so fast and how late you get in there. And then least favorite thing, they've added several years ago, somewhere in between that 2007 to 2012 stretch, I can't remember exactly when, they added some other, some more turns, some more really tight chicanes at the top of the hill. It was for good reason, because, you know, there's not a lot of runoff here.
Right.
In a car with a cage around you, it's one thing, but on a bike, if you crash, you know, they'll always
I crashed a car here.
Yeah.
I've never ridden a bike here, but, but I know what you mean.
The joke on a motorcycle is, you know, it's not the fall, it's the sudden stop. Well, that's the bad thing here. You know, the walls are really close in a lot of areas, so they added some different chicane at the top of the hill to slow them down going through the S's, so that the wall wasn't so close. And if you did get to the wall, you weren't going as fast when you got there. So
obviously got a lot going on here, man. You got a lot of people here. What's the story with the team? How did this come to be?
Well, so basically, Tim is kind of the team principal. I mean, he's kind of the guy behind all this. I rode for Tim for a lot of years in endurance racing. We've been friends a long time. We've always got along great. He's such a supporter of the sport, you know. I mean, he does it because he loves it. He does it out of his own pocket. You know, when Thrash Bike Racing is the team, when they got the new Superbike for Max Flinders, who's their rider in Superbike, Tim basically had an opportunity for me to come back to be a part of the team. So I came back. Obviously, they've got you know, Max as his dad, Martin as the crew chief, and a bunch of guys over there. Basically, I have some good guys that I've worked with before, either rode with or that's crewed with me before. So Jim Doyle and BJ DeJong, they really helped me out a lot as far as the bikes go. You know, they follow me around the country. They support me at all these races. I work them like dogs. You know, it's hot out here, and these guys are working hard. So, you know, it's been a really good. It's really been a really good setup. But you know, I can't thank Tim and the Thrash Bike Racing guys enough for supplying me the bike and you know, giving me a place to race. At the end of the day, MotoAmerica is the big show in the U.S. when it comes to road racing. You know, I mean, everybody is working to try to get here, and none of these guys are a joke. You know, these guys can be fast anywhere. You know, you could be at the bottom half of the field and you're the top shelf in your club organization. You know, that's basically how tough it is. So, you know, this is you know, a big difference, big change. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of money to come out here and do the things that we're doing. So, you know, we just enjoy it and do it because we love it. Like I said, I can't thank the guys who get behind me enough.
Well, man, good luck today.
Yeah, thanks.
I know you're going to rock it.
I appreciate it.
All right.